All right, hi guys.
Hi guys. How are you guys?
How was the long weekend for everybody?
Yeah, it was the Raya Haji weekend.
Yes, it was the Raya Haji weekend. I did a little bit of traveling. Went out to Penang. A lot of people there. So
how's the traffic?
Traffic was bad. Traffic there was okay. Traffic bad. Traffic on the way back was actually pretty heavy.
How many hours took you?
Took me almost 6 hours from Penang to KL. Wow. We expected almost no traffic, but unfortunately there were traffic.
Wow.
Luckily, we didn't leave a day earlier. If we had left a day earlier, it might have taken us 8 to 12 hours.
You left on
back.
which day?
We left on Monday. We wanted to avoid leaving on a Sunday, whereby it was the end of the long weekend and everyone's traveling back. All right. So, hi guys, welcome to the Two Dogs. I'm Dr. Inky.
And I'm Dr. Ellie, and you are with us on the Two Dogs Show.
So today we'll be talking about something a little bit different now.
Yeah,
right?
We've been having a couple of weeks of a real serious talk.
Yes, very, very serious talk. So today will be more of a nostalgic walk in the park, you know. Yeah, a throwback to the heydays.
The yesteryears.
Yeah.
And what made us who we are somehow. So the title today is actually what? Movies, music, and any other influences in our lives.
Yeah, exactly. So what entertainment do you grow up with?
Oh, that's a good question, Inky. All right, for those who really want to know how bloody old I am, so...
Well,
sometimes,
your age is not very far from mine.
Yeah, but sometimes we forget how old we are. In my mind, I'm not sure if you have ever had this problem. Sometimes I feel that I'm still stuck, like I'm, 15, 16... You know, when I see my dad, I still have that.
Oh yeah.
You know, still that father's son, and you know, I still have to look up to him like that.
Understandable.
So, well, anyway, I am born in 1980, so that makes me 40 this year. Entertainment growing up, definitely there was no iPad.
Yeah, definitely no iPad.
There was no such thing as Nintendo, because Nintendo was high class.
Yes, it was expensive. Yeah.
Incidentally, Nintendo is celebrating their 25th anniversary.
So they're that old as well.
Yeah. So. Well, I was raised actually just a stone throw from the clinic here, Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was raised by a Chinese babysitter in the Chinese kampong in Kuala Lumpur. And my entertainment back then was actually playing all the kampong games. Yeah, so I am exposed to, you know, even as a city boy, I'm exposed to things like playing guli, playing rounders, badminton over the pagar. Boys who play masak-masak, but we use real fire using candles, leaves, and the glucolin tin.
Okay, that is something different.
Yeah. The cards, those
yes,
cards,
the small tiny cards used to hit. Yes, that's right.
Eraser?
Yeah, eraser. Yes, of course. We used to play erasers as well.
So I'm not sure if any one of you have played erasers.
Of course, the small tiny flags there.
The tiny flags. Yeah. So there's always one certain country that's better than the rest of the country.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and there was another card that we used to play. It's kind of like top trumps. You get all the tanks.
Yes,
the
tanks one. Yes, I know. I remember. I remember the strongest was always the tiger tank.
There you go.
So it was always I remember all those funky games that we used to play last time. So I grew up in the city. I grew up in Cheras, which is not too far from here. Grew up in the city. Didn't really play much kampong games, even though both my parents were from villages. But we grew up playing badminton over the gates with our neighbors, over the fence, you know, over the fence in between the houses. You know, we ran in the parks. We used to cycle. You know, we used to play even as guys. Right, we used to play batu seramban.
Yes, we do. And we were pretty good at it because
I'm pretty good at it actually.
Yes,
especially as boys, right? Your grips are a little bit better than the girls. Yep. Hand-eye coordination slightly better, so we tend to win.
The only problem is we have fat fingers, fat uneven fingers. Whereas they had those female had curvy fingers. So they could always catch when it's on the back.
Yes, that's right.
But we could always do it with the left hand.
Yeah. Then another thing that I used to play with was bottle caps.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The 5 bottle caps.
Yeah, the 5 bottle caps. So we used to play bottle caps. We used to go to the canteen and ask for bottle caps, and they were about to throw it away anyway. So they would give and give until one day the school decided they're going to ban the bottle cap game, and then they told the canteen, no longer are you supposed to give any
Bottle caps to the
students
kids.
bottle caps anymore.
Well, we used to get them from the restaurants.
Yeah, the restaurants.
Yeah, so your parents are talking non-stop, nothing to do with you. There's no entertainment. There's no iPad. How long can you play with toothpicks?
Yes.
Then you start going out around the floor, scavenging for bottle caps. You don't care how old they are, how rusty they are. Just take it, clean it. Then you start playing on the table till your parents say, "Shut up."
Oh my god, we used to play bottle caps. So me and my siblings, right? So there's 3 of us in the family. So whenever our parents asked to go to sleep, so we used to sleep in one room, right? All 3 of us used to sleep in one room. My parents sleep in the other room. So my parents would come in at 10 p.m. We switch off the lights because there's school the next day, and roughly about half an hour after that, we switch on the light, switch on the toilet light, and then we play bottle caps in the middle of the dark.
You do realize that's not the quietest game to play, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yes. So occasionally we'll get a tap on the door, and my parents would be telling us that they know that we're not asleep yet. Yeah. So now coming to the other part of entertainment, music. Right. So music. I'm sure all of us grew up with music. All right. We grew up with nursery rhymes and up to the music that we listened to. So what kind of music influenced you?
Well, for me, music started with Radio 4.
Ah, yes.
Radio 4. So my dad would be sending us off. I used to stay in Cheras also after that. So from Cheras, travel to Kuala Lumpur to drop off at the babysitter. So we'll be listening to Radio 4 with Yasmin Yusof and Patrick Teo in the morning. And they've got a certain playlist that somehow plays similar songs at certain time of the morning.
Ah, okay.
And I'll tell you the first song that actually sort of like became stuck in my memory. Atlantic Star.
Atlantic Star, which one? Always. Nice song.
So it's a very nice song, but that was probably the first, I would say, modern adult song that stuck in my head. I couldn't memorize lyrics. Even until today, I'm dumb with lyrics. Seriously, I have to listen and write it, then it'll get into my head. But if you let me read and keep singing, I'm just dumb with it. I don't know. I'm quite useless with lyrics.
Okay. Now, so you travel from your house to the babysitter's house, listening to Radio 4 every day. Atlantic Star.
Yep.
Any other music?
Well, Atlantic Star was the one that kicked it off. But I would say the one that sort of like got me excited, Michael Jackson. And weirdly enough, it was Michael Jackson's aura and energy rather than his music that attracted me.
Okay.
The first one was Bad. And the first one was Beat It.
Beat It, Beat It was nice.
So Beat It was in the 84, if I'm not mistaken. By the time 87 Thriller, amazing. But that's the one that got me excited, even though I have no idea what it's saying, or what the lyrics was. And as a child, that's all I was going, Beat It. That's it. So that was my early influence. And I would say after that, it was just a very fuzzy thing. The rest were all just school songs. Patriotic songs.
Yeah, of course.
And only my teenagehood, I restarted with music. How about you?
Yeah.
What was your earliest influence?
I would say earliest influence. Now, my parents last time. So my dad works. So my dad runs his own business. He's always busy, and he's in the construction line. So most of the time he's out until late nights, or even his constructions usually go on until the wee hours in the morning, like 7, 8 a.m. So it's always my mom and myself in the house before my siblings came along. So my mom was a full-time housewife, so she needed to clean, she needed to cook, there's a lot of house chores. So what they would do to keep me entertained was actually to record advertisements. Yeah, on VHS tapes.
Jingles.
So she put it in, and at the age of 1 or 2, she just play the jingles, and I would just sit there. I will either watch the TV or play my toys while listening to the jingles. Now, of course, occasionally she would put on MTVs, just like Michael Jackson's Beat It. And then, my earliest memory was there was an MTV of Beat It, and right after that, It was Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh.
Eat It.
Whoa.
So for those who are too young to remember, Weird Al Yankovic was a very talented artist
Yes.
with crazy hair.
Yes.
And he would always parody
Somebody else's
else's music.
Correct.
And he loves to parody Michael Jackson's music.
Yes.
So he parodied his Thriller, he parodied his Beat It, he parodied his Bad, he parodied a lot of a lot of songs. So I could really remember which was Beat It, and following that was Eat It by Weird Al. So that was fun.
Yep.
So that was really
For
fun.
those who really want to search it, Weird Al Yankovic, Yankovic, Yankovic.
Yeah, man. So he was hilarious.
He was actually featured in a movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, he's actually pretty popular. He actually still parodies songs almost till today.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Almost till today. So I was so not too long ago I actually read an article. Oh, sorry, it was an interview by him. So it was asking how come that he managed to parody so many of Michael Jackson's songs. So he always mentioned that he never parodied someone's songs without their expressive consent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he said that he has tried to call many artists, and a lot of
Alright.
artists said no.
Wow.
No, you are not to parody our songs.
Okay.
So what he did was he actually approached Michael Jackson in '84. When Michael Jackson was starting to rise in popularity, and he asked, okay, these are the lyrics. I'm going to send to you the lyrics for Eat It, which was a parody for Beat It. I want you to screen through, and I want you to let me know if it's okay. And if it's not okay, then and then I'll remove certain words. Then actually Michael Jackson just did a brief run through and said, you know what, just do it.
Wow.
And then he actually told Weird Al that in the future you want to parody any song, just please go ahead.
Wow.
Parody any of my songs.
Wow.
So he was actually pretty open about it.
I didn't know that, but now that you mentioned, I think it was Rick Dees.
Yeah,
Rick
Rick
Dees
Dees.
and American Top 40s. That was after.
That's every Sunday, man.
That's every Sunday. So that was also my influence. That was after
was every
Casey
Sunday.
Kasem's American Top 40s.
Yeah.
So after Casey Kasem left, then by then it was Hits FM that took over,
Yes.
and Rick Dees was the show to listen to.
Yep.
He would parody Michael Jackson.
Oh yes, dude.
He would do the whole Michael Jackson. Hello, Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he does, and then he actually has an entire staff that will parody all the other singers.
Yeah.
Now, talking about back in the 80s, right? You know, those DK Barretts.
Oh
Right,
yes,
those DK Barrett.
Yes,
so there's this very famous mustache guy
Yes.
on TV,
On
on
TV.
RTM, right?
Yes.
So he would sing songs on dengue,
Yes.
and then he would sing songs
AIDS.
on AIDS.
HIV.
Yes, HIV. Oh, and I tell you, it is not only is it educational,
It's
right?
catchy.
But it's catchy.
It's
Oh my
catchy.
God. Even till now, if I just mention it, I can actually play the entire thing in my head.
I can get the tune. I can get the chorus.
I can hear the chorus. AIDS, Mabahaya.
Bahaya.
Yeah. I still remember that till today. Oh my God.
It was good. It was good. People should actually look it up.
Yeah.
In fact, I encourage if someone on RTM is listening to this, please play it
Yeah, please
again.
play it.
Please play it again. In fact, put it on YouTube. Let's viral it out. It's awfully
Oh,
funny.
man,
it's
it's-
not funny. It's good.
It's
It's
good.
educational.
It's actually very good.
And I wish someone did it today.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still watch it. And I think it will viral.
Yeah,
It'll be
definitely.
TikTokable, as people say.
definitely. Especially in these days of social media, right? You definitely go everywhere.
Next, cassette decks, cassette tapes. Now, I understand you went into a record store recently in Subang.
Yeah.
And then you found some cassettes.
Yeah. So we went to this very old. It's not an old record store. I think they started in 2012 or 2013.
That's recent.
So it's really recent. But they have cassettes, they have vinyls, they have DVDs and all. But they stock up a lot on all those vintage stuff like cassettes and vinyls.
Yep.
So I grew up with cassettes in the house. So you have radios and
all
we have
grew up with
cassettes.
cassettes,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have cassettes and all. So we used to rewind
Yes.
with the pencil.
2B pencil.
Yes, you just got to swing until the whole thing rewinds itself.
I think there's a meme that goes around. If you see a cassette and a
And a
pencil,
pencil,
what's the correlation?
If you know the correlation, then
You are
that
damn
means
old.
you know you're old. So yeah, we used to do that. We used to just sit there, hold it, and just swing the whole thing.
No, but the one thing that I love about the cassette deck, is that when you're listening to your favorite show, let's say predictable show like the Top 40 show,
Yeah.
and there's a song that you like, and you're always on standby. You hope that he doesn't talk into the song, and you press the red button and the play button, the record and the play.
That's true.
So you hold it as your personal collection.
Yeah.
And back then, it was legal because it's for your own listening pleasure. You're not selling it.
Yes.
And there's always, it's not the full song. Someone will speak the first 2 seconds in and the last 2 seconds out. So you don't have the full song.
True,
but that was the fun.
Oh, that was fun, actually.
That was a fun. Trying to get the best deck ever. And I think that was a dating thing,
Yeah. It was.
People who wanted to show effort.
Yeah.
It was not just buying stuff. This one, you literally have to go and record each one at a time.
Yeah. So this is how all these mixtapes come out, whereby an entire cassette holds maybe 7 to 8 different songs, but it's all from different artists, and it's all from artists that you like or someone else like. So you record it, and then you tend to pass it around. As you're growing up, then you tend to pass it to your friends, and then they will listen to it.
So you young people, you have no idea what a cassette is. Please go watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, go watch Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Peter Quill has it on a Walkman.
Exactly.
I have a Walkman.
Yeah, you still have a Walkman.
But it's so scratchy.
No, is it still working?
It's working.
Oh my God.
It was working. I switched it on the other day, and it was spinning without that. I used a rubber band to join the mechanism. It started spinning, although it just spin with a.
Amazingly,
WD-40 goes in, it works, but now the tape head is dirty. So I'm looking for a tape head cleaner. Anyone has a tape head cleaner for cassette deck, please send them over to me. I'll be very thankful. I will play the song over here the next time that we're on.
Then after that, cassettes, then moving on to CDs. Now, when it came to the time of CDs, then I started listening to more music.
Yeah, so same here.
Yeah, so in between my early, like primary school to secondary school, I never really, from primary 1 to primary 6, I never really listened to particular music because...
it was always parents' music.
Yeah, it was always my parents' music. So my parents would always play...
What they play?
Really, really old oldies.
What they play?
No, they have a collection of oldies.
Yeah,
God.
but what's the favorite one that you can recall?
They have... there's one of them. Tell Laura I Love Her.
Yes, we got that.
Tell Laura I Love Her. There is that itty bitty, teeny weeny, itsy bitsy yellow polka dot bikini.
Yep.
We have
whoa, yeah.
We have that as well. Whoa, yeah. What else? Yeah, a lot actually.
A lot. My dad went even more classic. Those were actually somewhere in the 70s.
In the 70s, yes.
My dad goes all the way down to the 50s and 60s. We have Jim Reeves.
I had Jim Reeves as well.
Jim Reeves.
I
have Jim Reeves. If you guys want to hear what good voices, Jim Reeves is the way to go, man. So Nat King Cole was very mainstream, but Jim Reeves was.
We had Jim Reeves as well.
You will love it. You will love it.
Yeah, we had Jim
Oh,
Reeves.
and one more. Julio Iglesias.
Oh, Julio Iglesias, yes. Yeah, Julio Iglesias. And
most people know Enrique, but no one knows Julio.
And my mom loved this particular artist, Engelbert Humperdinck.
No idea.
Yeah, Engelbert Humperdinck. I can't sing on that. I can't sing like no. I really don't remember anymore.
All right.
But if you go on YouTube, you can find him. He is not very famous, but he's popular enough to have his own CDs, his own cassettes. And my mom actually likes him. And I think he came to Malaysia a couple of times. My mom actually went and watched him in Genting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice. So those were the cassette times. But the moment I was into music, then it was transitioning to CDs really.
Yep.
So I remember those pesky Discmans, they call them.
Oh, yes.
They always skip tracks. So every time you shake the Discman, the track skips.
I remember the first Discman I had. So my dad traveled, then he brought back a Kenwood Discman. Amazing thing, and I loved it. But because it was my dad, so I couldn't use it all the time. And I had to save up money just to buy myself a Sony Discman. I think it cost me like
It wasn't cheap back then.
It wasn't cheap.
It wasn't cheap back then.
Even
like a couple hundred ringgit, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was almost about 200 bucks.
Yeah.
One. And back then, 200 is like
it was a lot
1,000 ringgit or 2,000 ringgit right now.
Money.
It's no joke. Just to get the most basic model to play it.
Yeah.
Most people having the fancy ones with fancy LCD screen. Mine just had that play for. Oh no! Before that, I bought the China version.
Okay.
Horrible one. Skip track all the time. You press forward, it will skip 2 tracks. Anyway.
Yeah. So CDs. So by the time,
what was your first CD?
Yeah. So by the time I was really into music, I was like Form 2 or Form 3. So before that, I was actually just listening to my parents' songs.
Yeah.
Then we had a school project coming up.
Right.
So they needed us to sing certain modern tunes. And then my friends were like, hey, you should listen to this new music. It's called Michael Learns to Rock. I'm like, who? What? I said, no. You listen to the music. We are going to sing this song called 25 Minutes. So you need to go back and learn your lines. These are the lyrics. So they passed me the CD and I say, okay. And then back in those days, right, those CDs, right, there's a booklet inside.
Yes, there's lyrics inside.
Yes, you
don't
remove
need
the
to go
booklet.
online to
Yes,
check.
exactly. Remove the booklet. You open up all the lyrics inside.
Yes. And when
Yeah.
you buy a CD with no lyrics, you'll be like, I got cheated.
Yes,
I
exactly.
hate you. I hate this band. It's so cheapskate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first step into modern music or into pop culture was Michael Learns to Rock 25 Minutes. So I learned.
I have that album.
Yeah, you have the album.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I learned that song by heart and the lyrics. And after that, then I actually begged my mom. I said, you know what, Mom, I need to listen to music. Everyone is talking about music everyone is talking about artists that I've never heard before. I was from 2. Imagine this. So I want to be in the cool crowds, So my mom said, okay, you know what? I can't buy you CDs. It's pretty pricey. And back then, CDs were like $20 or $30 per CD.
No. By then, CDs were 40 plus.
Yeah, sorry, it was 40
plus.
plus. 40 plus, and this was back in the 90s,
So
40
they-
plus,
they're probably
it's
worth
like
like $100 now.
Yeah, it's about $100. And imagine buying one album, one CD for 100 ringgit now. And then for all you want, you just want 2 songs.
2 songs.
Yes,
That's
just
it.
2 songs
Because the
inside.
rest are all fillers.
Yes, exactly.
And you hate
So I begged my mom. I said, you know what, Mom, I need to listen to music. So my mom said, you know what, okay, I can't buy you CDs. It's too expensive. We have a radio. You can put the radio in your room, and then during the night before you sleep, you can switch on to any of these FM stations. And I generally listen to Radio 4 because they were one of the only English station.
Back then was the only.
Yeah, they were the only. So I listened to Radio 4. So it was people like Yasmin Yusof and Patrick Teo. And then imagine you have Patrick Teo talking to you in the middle of the night to sleep.
Back then he didn't swear so much.
Yeah, no, they were actually pretty nice.
Yeah, they're very
On radio,
nice.
they were very, very nice. Yeah, so then that's when we picked up. I picked up pop culture. I started listening to different kinds of music after that.
So music for me, same. It only really started in the CDs time. I would say the only one that really got into me badly, and I'm not ashamed to say it out loud, it was actually a boy band.
Okay.
Back in the
It's okay.
back
Band's
in the
fine.
I would say late 80s, very early 90s, before I went to secondary school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me guess. New Kids on the Block.
Damn you.
He's that old, man. New Kids on the Block.
Don't play a fool, man.
Yeah, man. So
They were the first
Oh
real
yeah, man. Yeah,
modern
man.
day pop boy
yeah.
band.
Yeah, they were Step by Step. I still remember the song Step by Step. My cousins were playing it. So my cousins were
Yep.
much older than me, and they were singing and dancing to the songs.
Yep.
All right. So I was a small clueless boy. That what the heck are they doing there? But it was catchy.
Very
It was
catchy.
It
Before
was
the
very
days of
catchy.
NSYNC, before the days
Yes.
of
Yeah, they were the
Backstreet
original
Boys,
ones.
they were like
They were the original ones.
the original pop.
bands, yes.
I would say pop boy band.
Yeah, and then they were one of
Very
they
huge.
were the first ones who went international and they went huge.
Correct.
They,
They
were
went
so
touring
yes,
all the way
they
down.
were yes, they
For
were
Americans to go Japan and you're not a rock band like Queen,
yes.
pop
Amazing,
band
yeah.
is amazing. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
they were the first actually.
Yeah, so they were crazy. So that was my very first influence, thanks to my aunt who was 10 years older than me, but not a day older in terms of her love
music
of life,
taste.
her music
Alright.
and her love of life. I love her for everything. But same thing. I started in secondary school at an age of about 14. I would say 14 was the turning point, and it was CDs. Yeah, you're right. CDs were like $40 a pop.
No, it's
I
not
had to
cheap.
go and hunt everywhere, and I found this place called Music Valley in the
Oh
Well.
yeah, I remember you in Music Valley.
Yes, they would go at 35 ringgit, which was like, wow, 6 ringgit cheaper. Then once in a while you get those locally printed ones, 29 ringgit.
Yeah.
Oh, heaven. You're like getting 40% off the price. You
Yep.
just buy it. But again, it still costs a lot of money. My first group, Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. John Bon Jovi, always.
Oh, always. Okay,
Always.
Okay.
All right. influenced by a girl that I like. So
Ah.
so I had to like follow.
Ah.
No idea. I'm not a rock person per se back then. I'm like, but after listening to that, and it was the Crossroads. So see, I remember the
Oh, Crossroads was their
Crossroads was the best.
was one of their hits, man.
It was the best.
man.
Sorry, like compilation
Compilation,
hits
yeah.
with 1 or 2 new songs, and always was the new song inside. And since then, it was like just went all the way. And Phantom of the Opera was the other one.
Opera,
It's
yeah.
so odd because on one hand, I'm not really a rock, so I went there, and all the way I went to the other end, Phantom of the Opera. But these were influences, and I still listen to them until today.
Yeah, even myself, at Form 2, at about 14 to 15, I actually listened to this British band, Take That. Take That. So, but when I got into Take That, they were like towards the end of their
life.
career already.
Correct.
Because they were big in the late 80s.
Yes.
And then towards the they were big in the late 80s, early 90s. But
Yes.
towards the mid 90s, they were already dying out. They were partially broken up. Yeah. Then I got into them. So I listened
And
to
for
That.
those who don't know who Take That is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't
you would know Robbie Williams.
Yeah, you know Robbie Williams, and you might or might not know Gary Barlow,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Robbie Williams, everyone knows him. Yeah, so he was an ex-member. So they were the British version of New Kids on the Block. All right, so they were singing pop songs, they were dancing, you know. So yeah, so they popularized, you know, taking the shirts off, half naked and all.
Yes.
And then what came after them were other boy bands, were like I don't know, like 5 or 911, and that came much later after them.
Right.
Yeah. So
Fun fact about Take That. Did you know that Robbie Williams was not the first bad boy?
really,
Yes. Gary Barlow controlled the group,
yeah.
and Gary Barlow had
Another guy.
complex against Robbie Williams.
Okay.
But before Robbie Williams came in, I'll give you one guess of a Irish-based actor. Now he's an actor. But
Now
he
he's an actor.
But he was supposed to be in the boy band.
Oh, I know. Ewan McGregor.
No.
Damn.
He's Scottish.
Scottish. Okay.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell was supposed to be in Take That. My God.
Yes, Colin Farrell was actually supposed to be in Take That.
Oh my
To
God.
take the role of what Robbie Williams is, which is the bad boy of the band. But Gary Barlow.
Oh, that would have changed everything.
Gary Barlow vetoed. So they said, okay, well, let's get rid of Colin Farrell. He's too bad boy, and let's put it where Robbie Williams
was
just as
lesser.
bad.
No, I would say Robbie Williams was okay lah in the initial part of his career. It's just that towards the end there was a lot of conflict of interest.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid to actually admit I listen to Take That. I actually listen to Spice Girls.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually listen to Spice Girls.
Spice Girls
I
was defining.
actually like Spice Girls.
Which Spice did you like?
I actually like Sporty Spice.
You like Sporty Spice?
Yeah, I was actually the odd one out. I actually like Sporty Spice.
Nice.
Yourself?
Mine was Posh.
Posh Spice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's not bad.
Yep.
So I listened to that. And on the flip side, I actually started listening to a lot of rap music from America. Yeah, started listening to NWA, started
Wow.
listening to people like Cypress Hill, which was odd because I was listening, on one hand, I was listening to pop.
Correct.
On the other hand, I was listening to gangster rap, and this was really, and these are not the fancy rappers you see these days,
No,
which
this
talk
was-
about Ferraris and girls. Back then, they were talking about trying to shoot the police,
Yes.
dealing drugs,
Yes.
making
living.
making living,
Yep.
you know, selling drugs just to make a living.
Yep.
So back then, it was really different.
Yeah, I think up until I would say Jay-Z, up until then, a lot of rap was still based on this kind of gangster
Yeah, yeah,
rap.
yeah.
A lot of it was about their life and discrimination, as opposed to today, it's moving towards more lifestyle-ish.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Same thing. So my preference in music had always been on the ballad side. I'm a bit of I like all this catchy tunes, romantic tunes. Mariah Carey was
Oh, I
was
like
a
Mariah
big
Carey.
thing for me until she went all hip hopish and married Tommy Mottola. I'm still
Oh,
upset.
I remember that. He was the head of Sony Music.
Yes, head of Sony Music. She was like 21 and they got married. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
toured
yeah.
Asia. Why would you marry one
Yeah,
guy?
yeah,
An old
yeah.
man. Anyway, then it was Boyz II Men. Boyz II
Oh,
Men
I love
until
Boys to
today
Men.
is-
I love Boys to Men.
I went to watch the concert. Did you go? They came to Genting.
Hey, I had an a cappella group which was more after Boys to Men.
Yeah.
I
Did
sang
you,
a
did
cappella.
you see Boys
No,
to
I
Men in
didn't.
person?
No, haven't.
I've
Never.
got the video.
I've
They
never
were
seen
good.
them. I've
Oh,
never
they
seen
were
them.
awesome.
Want to though.
They were awesome. I would
course.
have paid any money just to go and see them again. They were just fantastic.
Yeah, Boys to Men.
So yeah, so it's always been around those genres, and only when I went to uni, then it started to switch over to a bit more alternative rock, and then eventually rap also came into my life. But I'm still until today a very staunch fan of Eminem. I have no idea why.
No, Eminem is good.
I enjoy his music. I really enjoy his music.
So what Eminem does differently was he actually merged pop music to rap music, and he was actually one of the first few ones who allowed rap music to go mainstream.
yes,
Because back then, if you were listening to like NWA, you were listening to Cypress Hill, even you listening to Snoop Dogg when it was in the early years, it was not mainstream. It was always either underground or they were played in very specific radios. They were never played in the big radio stations. But Eminem
Yep.
allowed rap music to go mainstream.
correct.
And then all the rappers that you see these days, they actually owe everything to Eminem.
Yes. Eminem actually opened up a lot of channels for a lot of rappers. The rappers today get to enjoy the kind of popularity and less discrimination because of this crazy fellow.
Yeah.
This crazy fellow who had a split persona for his music. And I think he was one of the first few who popularized split persona, the
Yep.
Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Everyone thought Marshall Mathers, who Eminem's real name is, Marshall Mathers III, is equals Eminem equals Slim Shady. But that Slim Shady
it's
character
all
is just a
different persona, yeah.
personification just to annoy everyone. His favorite targets were like what? Christina Aguilera.
He would target mainstream music, like,
Yes,
basically,
correct.
which he would make fun of other people.
Yes.
But at the same time, he's not afraid of parodying himself. He's not afraid of making fun of himself,
Correct. So
which
it's
a lot of
fair
artists
game.
don't do it.
So it's a fair game
fair
for him.
game.
It's a fair game for him. And in between all, he talks about the challenges of raising a daughter with an alcoholic wife, and the challenge that comes with it. So there's a lot of things inside that he wraps it up in his music, and I don't know. That's one of the things that makes me very amazed. And I would say, if I were to put a very influential figure in terms of trying to give me fighting spirit, would have been Eminem. He's still until today my number one playlist on my workout music. If I'm gonna do my pull-ups, my planks, my push-ups, if I'm gonna run, he's somewhere in the track, and it's always the song from 8 Mile.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So because a white guy singing a genre that was typically black.
Yes. It's not
And
easy, lah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy for him to pick up music. Yes, there were other white rappers before him, but never someone as good or as talented.
Vanilla Ice was not a rapper.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice wasn't a rapper. So in order for him to be accepted among the black community, and then after that to be hailed as one of the best rappers of all time by the other black rappers, it's not easy. It means that you not only do you have to be good, you have to be great.
Yes. You have to be godlike.
Yes, you have to be godlike.
You have to be godlike, and he is godlike
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, because I actually saw a couple of clips. If you go on YouTube, you could actually see a couple of clips of him freestyling against other rappers or other MCs, which they like to call themselves. So when he freestyles and then when he retorts back, it's quick, it's witty, and it's humorous.
And it rhymes.
Yes.
And you know how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Most people can't even do public speaking. Try rapping to insult someone, rhyming with a tune.
Yeah.
That
It's not
is
easy.
art.
It's
That
not
is
easy.
skill
Yeah.
and art. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And you got to take your hats off. So when people say, "Oh, it's very difficult," sometimes I want to tell them, "Do you know how difficult Eminem had it?" And look at him today. Most of us don't even put in an ounce of what he has done. Yet we expect a lot more rewards compared to this guy. And this guy just went all out. He's got an alcoholic wife. His daughter was taken away from him for a while, and then he had to fight to get her back.
Yeah. So he didn't grow up middle class. You may remember this. He grew up
Slum
yeah. He grew up in slums. He grew up in trailer parks, and he is what you call is what people call white trash.
Yes.
So it's like people who are not educated, who are no different than those who grew up in those black ghettos. They are just same, but they're just white. That's all.
Yeah. So again, that was one of the big influences in my life. How about today? Who's your influence in terms of music?
Well, I still listen to different kind of music. I still listen. I still listen to a lot of rock songs. I listen to a lot of. I still listen to rap. So basically, if you actually have a look at what music I like, right? It's actually almost everything. I listen to jazz. I listen to R&B. I like Michael Bublé. I love Michael Bublé actually. But I listen to rock as well.
Yep.
I listen to rock. I listen to rap. So I don't really have a particular genre which I say that, you know what, I like this songs for only from this genre. I actually like anything which sounds nice to me.
You sound like a category of people that Queen wrote music for.
Yeah. I actually like Queen.
Yep.
I actually
And
like
for those
Queen music.
who would like to know more, go watch Bohemian Rhapsody. Fantastic movie.
Do you know that if you talk about Queen, do you know one of the first few concerts that Queen had, right? Which was fundraising, very large in UK. So that this large fundraising in Queen was the headline. Was actually run by Ananda Krishnan, which is the owner of Maxis.
Wow.
Back then, before he got into telco and all, right?
Wow.
He was actually doing event management.
Wow.
He actually managed an event whereby Queen was the headline.
Was that
I
the
think
one-
it was Live 8.
Yeah,
Live
Live
8.
8.
Yes. It was the original Live
That's
8.
in like 84.
It was the original Live 8. And Ananda Krishnan, which is the owner of Maxis now, was the event manager who funded and spearheaded the entire Live 8.
Back then, their target was to get £1 million.
Yes.
To feed the
I think people in Africa.
and in Africa.
Yeah.
Live 8 Africa. So again, you guys want to know more and all about it, go watch Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a biography based on the life of Queen, as close as you can get. The actor won Best
Oh,
Actor.
he's good, man.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek's
Rami
good.
Malek.
Rami Malek's good.
Those who want to see him naked, there's also a movie called Need for Speed.
He was naked in Need for Speed.
Yes,
Really?
the game Need for Speed has a movie.
Him being naked.
The lead actor is Mr. Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
Okay.
The drug addict guy
Yeah.
is the lead character,
Okay.
and Rami Malek is a goofball
Oh.
who's stripped naked, and they film him butt naked, like running away from
Rami
an
Malek.
office.
Rami Malek. So
And again, that takes guts. you
Hey,
know, to
yeah,
do that.
yeah. It takes guts to actually do that.
That's what actors do. They're full of guts.
Yeah.
My current music, again, just like yours, it's across the board. I've got no real segments, but I do enjoy listening to instrumentals a lot more these days, and it's my concentration music. I love to actually listen to soundtracks, and not the song soundtrack, but the background music soundtrack. For example, if you're playing, let's say, Jurassic Park, and the theme song, those are the kind of music I get excited over.
So you like those more like
Symphony.
those symphonies,
Yeah.
like Hans Zimmer and all this,
Hans
the
Zimmer,
large symphonies. Okay.
John Williams.
Okay,
stuff
that's
like
good,
that.
that's good, that's good.
I put them as a very uncredited modern composer. We are so hard up with, a lot of us are so hard up with the dead ones. Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn. They're good. They shape history of music. But I think a lot of people fail to realize the modern day composer. Try and watch a movie with no background sound
Oh,
music.
of course.
There is no feel.
Yeah.
To create that, do you know how complex it is to create a music
Oh, it's not easy.
that
man.
makes emotion?
It's not easy.
Watch a horror film in silent. There's no feel to it. You don't feel scared because you're just gonna see the fella go, but it's silent.
Yeah. So music actually defines movies and vice versa. So you just imagine, right? if you watch Star Wars,
Mm.
the beginning part before the yellow words come out,
Yep.
what do you hear? That entire symphony playing.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. So that was so that actually, that
Sets
actually
the mood.
sets the mood for the entire music, for the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it sets the mood for the entire movie. Imagine if you remove that and just the words coming out.
Yeah, just the words coming out.
It's
Silence. Total silence
It
because
will
it's
be
in space.
different. It will be
FYI,
different.
space has no sound, okay?
It'll be very different. It'll be very, very different. So now that we know both our music, our taste is, we listen to all kinds of music. How about movies? What kind of movies do you like?
I have a wide range of movies that I like. I will watch just about everything, and I'm sorry, I'm just not into Korean series. I don't know why, but
I hate Korean series.
my wife watches it non-stop.
Luckily, my wife doesn't watch it. But if you ask me about Korean series, right, I have no idea
My,
who
net,
is who.
my Netflix, each time it comes out, recommendations for you. The first 20 is all Korean. I'm like, it's not my account anymore. I'm paying for it, but it's not my account anymore. But it's okay. Just continue using it.
Yeah. So you watch everything except K-drama. Okay.
Right. So except K-drama, but movies that I like are usually some of them based on history. Number one, I like war movies.
Oh my God.
World War
Okay.
II movies. I love them. And I like movies whereby it touches on emotions. Really touches on emotions, and like it or not, I'm gonna admit it. I like those whereby at the end there's an element of male humility, or even a kind of romance, because it's not every day that men convey emotions.
Yes.
And to see a strong person, give in, those are the defining moments that I feel, oh wow, it's a tearjerker for me. I would probably shed a tear for those kind of moments rather than watching The Notebook.
Yeah.
Although Notebook was pretty good.
Well, I've never watched it. So
Oh, damn, you should watch
no.
Rachel
No.
McAdams is
Rachel McAdams is a jaw dropper. That one is
Yeah,
confirmed.
but Ryan Gosling was good.
Okay. For me, I avoid a couple of genres. One is the K-dramas. Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Fair.
One
We're
of
sorry.
them.
You probably lost 1,000 fans
Yeah.
after this.
One of them is actually
Unfollow him. He doesn't like K-drama.
One of them is actually romantic movies, and the third one is actually rom-coms. I actually don't like rom-coms, but unfortunately my wife likes it, so I had to sit
What's
there.
a rom-com?
So it's romantic comedy. So basically they have romance and there's comedy in between. I'm not a big fan of those. Again,
He takes love seriously. He doesn't like to make a joke out of it.
I like very factual movies. So when I grew up, if you gave me so as most kids grow up, we watch cartoons.
Yep.
But when I was growing up, if you gave me a choice, let's say maybe RTM1 and RTM2, both were playing different things. RTM1 was playing cartoons, and RTM2 was playing a documentary. I watch documentaries, especially if it has something to do with nature.
Nerd alert.
Yeah, I tell you, I love it.
Nerd alert.
Nature, anything to do with science, anything to do with experiments.
I see why it's so smart.
Loved it. So I'm very factual. So because of that, it shaped who I am today.
Show off.
Everything is no. So I am not a big fan of fictional stuff. If you ask me to read a book, right, I don't like to read fictional books. I like to read factual books. Yeah. So my wife would.
You're
so
like my dad's best friend right now.
Oh, really? Then I have to meet your dad. So the last time I actually bought a book, it was during a big bad wolf, roughly about a year ago.
No, what was
The
it?
book I bought was How Did War Modernize the Human Society?
Nice.
So it was
That's a very good
all about history and every step away, how did war modernize that particular society. So it's superbly factual, and my wife was looking at me rolling her eyes. You're buying that book? I said, yeah.
Yeah, it's on sale.
Yeah, it was on sale. And then during the same sale, I actually also bought another book.
Encyclopedia.
I will come to later. I actually bought a book which was something about the greatest tragedies of the human history, and they actually document the point the point in history whereby people die, or there's mass extinction or a mass genocide and stuff like that. So I love that because history is factual. My wife would just roll her eyes, and she would buy like books like Tony Robbins and other people.
That's okay. Books are like so individualized.
So Yeah, so when it comes to movies, right? I like very factual movies. Of course, there's number one. Also, I actually like action movies. I love action movies. I love comedies as well, but not rom-coms. Yeah, I love comedies, action movies, and as well as anything which has something to do with science.
So if it's an action movie with some romance inside, are you gonna get freaked out?
If it's majority action, if very little romance, I'm okay. If it's majority romance, with very little action, no.
No, don't worry, they'll never cross that line. It just
Yeah.
doesn't. It just doesn't merge.
Yeah, but
Just doesn't.
coming back to the movies that you like, I actually like, as you mentioned, movies that actually have that emotional tear jerk at the end of the movie because of certain things that transpired throughout the entire movie. Example, something like Band of Brothers.
Yes.
Right. It's a war movie.
It's
right.
a 10 episode series. It's not a movie.
It's not a movie. It's a 10 episode mini series on HBO.
Yes.
Directed by
Produced
Tom Hanks.
No,
Produced by Tom Hanks.
produced by Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Directed by Spielberg.
Directed by Spielberg. And if you watch the movie, you will see Vin Diesel,
Yes.
Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
You would see who else. They're basically right. All the A-class, most of the A-class actors you see today,
Cameos inside.
they were all in very small roles.
Damian Lewis, the
Oh,
guy
Damian
who's
Lewis, yes.
in what's the current series with him inside?
Which one?
With Claire Danes.
The black.
No.
No. I don't remember.
It's about like
Yeah.
some almost like FBI, some kind of thing.
Yeah. Man, I forgot.
Anyway, Damian Lewis
David
is
Lewis.
He's
You
the
see
main
Josh
character.
Hartnett. You see.
Now I'm gonna give you one big boo boo inside. There's a New Kids on the Block guy inside too.
Oh,
Ding 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 ding.
what's his name? His
His
brother is
super
Mark
famous.
Wahlberg.
Yes, so his brother is Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
his brother is Mark Wahlberg. He's
Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg. Yes.
Donnie Wahlberg was one of the
New
main
Kids on the
characters.
Block, yes, Donnie Wahlberg.
And fun fact, so Donnie Wahlberg was New Kids on the Block. He had alcohol and problems. Then he came back, small time actor. But then he was in Band of Brothers. I think he was in about 8 episodes
Yeah,
until
his
the end.
Band of Brothers.
His
Then-
brother Mark Wahlberg used to be one of those white rappers.
Yeah.
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark. He used to have his
Pants
underwear.
all- his underwear sticks out.
His pants down. His underwear sticks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Marky
like
Mark.
one of
Yeah.
those Calvin Klein advertisements kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. He was a CK model anyway. Yeah. So movies like Band of Brothers loved it a lot. Because it is action plus there is the emotion side of it.
My first tearjerker that I would say that I really love, that I watched, I would say cross 10 times. Braveheart.
Oh, Braveheart was good.
Braveheart. Mel Gibson.
Good.
Mel Gibson. Back in the days when
before he
there
went
was
crazy.
no CGI.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That movie took, I think, 2 or 3 years to finish.
Yes. It wasn't easy.
Loosely based a bit on history, then of course fictionalized a little bit towards the end, but it talks about his sacrifice
Yes.
for his country,
Yep.
and even despite then people
Yeah.
betrayed him and he died.
Yeah, he lost. He actually lost.
Yeah, he
was
lost
actually
at the end.
captured.
But amazing.
Yeah, it was nice.
Back in the days when really movies was really explosion was an explosion, fire was real fire. When they constructed a castle, it was really constructed a castle. It was no CGIs inside. It's not like Game of Thrones where you can just take one shot scene and then you just create one street and you reuse it over and over.
Yeah, now it's just different lah. Back then, right? If they really they have to jump a moving car, right? They really have to jump
they
the
have to
moving
jump a
car.
moving car. Fun fact about Band of Brothers. I think Tom Hanks started with Spielberg before that in Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. Yeah.
Yes, with Matt Damon.
Good movie as well.
Very good movie to start with. So that's a good movie to start on the modern day war series. And from that, somehow Tom Hanks got into the whole war bug and produced.
He produced it for HBO.
With HBO and Spielberg for Band of Brothers.
Yes.
Under his record, under a label called Playtone Records.
Okay.
Playtone Records was the title of sort of like Motown. It was like a fictional music producing group in the movie called That Thing You Do.
Ah.
But until today, he still uses Playtone
Okay.
as a production house.
Okay.
His latest movie, you should watch it. It's on Apple TV. It's FOC, Greyhound.
Greyhound.
Really worth watching. So it's about same thing, World War II, and the Allied forces from the US is trying to send ships over to Britain to help them, but they were ambushed by the German subs. And it showed how surface ships had to tackle
Oh yeah, U-boats. Yeah,
U-boats.
Yeah,
They had to tackle the submarines.
yeah. So
Fantastic.
it was back in the days whereby they had no sonar yet. There was zero sonar.
Minimal.
So
Very minimal.
Yeah, it was very very minimal. So you actually had people on headphones, and they need to hear.
Listen,
They
full
they're,
time.
they're actually listening to the sea for any clanking sounds, for any sharp sounds which are not meant to be there.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they triangulate. So
Yes.
the fleet is here, and then there'll be two boats goes
Yes.
out in front, and they will be the listeners, like
Yeah,
the feelers,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
But sadly, it was meant for this year's launch, but they couldn't. So Apple bought it for 70 million, and they're broadcasting it for free on Apple TV.
Nice.
You should just go check it out. It's a really worthwhile movie.
Nice. So talking about movies, we used to only be able to catch movies in either cinemas,
Yep.
or back then it was only RTM 1, 2, and TV3.
Yes.
Then of course, then you had this Mega TV popped out.
Oh.
Remember what Mega TV was? Yeah, so it was like Malaysia's first satellite TV or something.
No, not satellite. It was a cable TV.
It was first. Yeah, Malaysia's first cable TV.
Cable TV.
He had like 5 channels or 4 channels or something like that. Yeah, I
So
remember. Yeah, I remember he had something like Cartoon Network. He had something before AXN. So it was something else. Then after that, then he
That one
evolved.
movie, something
then
like
he
that.
actually evolved the AXN. Then it was a movie channel.
Oh, I
and
forgot about
something.
Mega TV.
Yeah, so it was Mega TV.
Yep.
And they didn't survive long.
Nope.
They were there like there for like 2 years or 3 years.
Yep.
It was only available in the Klang Valley. Yeah?
Correct.
So after that, then it died off. But when it died off, from the ashes emerged Astro.
Correct.
And Astro came up, and then Astro was the game changer. Suddenly, wow, initially we had RTM 1, 2, 3, and TV 7, TV 8. Now you had Astro.
Yes.
Yeah, you can change channel anytime.
Yes. So Astro then became the subscription service, but now they're losing out.
Yeah,
They're
but
losing out severe market share.
but they were leaders for many years.
Yeah, but I guess they didn't foresee the change of the internet,
Yeah, streaming services.
and people could just bypass them. But to be fair, there are some services like HBO who respect the contract. So did you know that you can't get HBO Go
in Malaysia. Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you wanted to subscribe, you need to use a VPN and everything, but you can't. They don't offer
They
those
don't
services.
offer it to Malaysia.
ESPN, you can't get ESPN Direct, those kind of stuff. You still have to go through Astro as the main service provider. So there are some ethical contracts that they have in place to help them survive, so they can still do that. Otherwise, Game of Thrones, all I wanted was just the final season 8. I just wanted to subscribe HBO Go just for that whole season and finish.
Luckily, you didn't subscribe, lah. Here, season 8 was a shithole, man. I tell you, you waited 7 seasons for it.
You waited a
8
year.
years. No, imagine, right? Every year you waited, and season 8 they say, you know what? It takes 2 years to film.
Yep.
And you expect, we're gonna have the largest battle and all. You're gonna expect it to be massive and epic. And when the final season comes out, you'll be like,
Huh?
that's how they killed him? What? That's it?
Itu je.
Oh, I tell you, the final season was horrible.
I think there was 8 episodes.
Oh, the final season.
The second last one where
Oh, she jumped out of nowhere and stabbed the guy.
jump out of nowhere and stab the guy. I couldn't see
the-
anything. The whole thing was so dark.
I tell you, and there's no point saying that spoilers lah. I mean, it's been out for like 2 years already.
Just say only lah.
Yeah, so Arya Stark jumped out, stabbed the Ice King in the heart or something like that. Then he burst.
That's it.
That's it.
Wait
The
so
whole
long.
build up, right, for 7 seasons was he is the massive bad guy. He's going to kill everybody, and yet this small girl popped out of nowhere and stabbed. Never mind. Then the final season, the final episode, whereby they took over King's Landing, the dragons came and all. And then you expect you expect either one of 2 ways lah. You expect Jon Stark to either die by her hands,
Yep.
right, or for them to get married or
Correct.
the merge.
Yep.
Then the next thing you know, just like right 5 minutes before end, she just takes out like chop.
Then he
Dies.
cucuk her belakang.
Cucuk her belakang, pop, then
Cucuk
she
belakang
dies.
lagi.
Then it's like, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Now, if you want to watch another show to get you excited over Jon Snow, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, go watch MI6, MI5, MI6.
Am I 6?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's
the Bodyguard, is it?
No, not Bodyguard. Bodyguard is pretty decent. So this one, what's his name? Kit Harington.
Kit Harington.
Kit Harington plays also a spy that got kicked out from MI6. Then they re-recruit him again. And he's pretty okay, but he's always got that couple of times. I'm going to spoil it for you anyway. He's got a couple of times whereby the scene is defining and he does the whole Jon Snow.
Yeah,
I freeze. I don't know what to do.
I think end of the
My
day,
processor tak cukup power.
No, I think end of the day, because the role they played before that was so massive that it's difficult for them to actually be able to
Carry something else.
Yeah, to carry something else.
Correct.
It's close to impossible because they were already defined by certain roles, and in their mind, this is what made me famous. So I'm just gonna keep with it.
Play it safe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play it safe.
Speaking of playing it safe and taking risky, that's why I like certain actors who go all out and they really risk themselves and take roles
Example?
which nobody wants to do. Like for example, I would say the late Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger is amazing. I mean,
yeah. He's good. Heath Ledger
he
is good.
started out with that teen movie that you probably don't want to watch.
About 40 things I hate about, or 10 things I hate about you, or something like that.
Something like that. 10 things I hate about you.
10 things I
He's
hate
that
about
Australian bloke that's supposed to be good looking and then
I didn't really like
whatever.
that one. But I actually like the Knight's Tale.
Knight's
when he
Tale
was in-
started. From
Knight's Tale was good.
He started.
I actually liked it. I actually love the Knight's Tale. It's actually really good. So you actually watch the Knight's Tale is Heath Ledger, and his sidekick is the guy who later plays Jarvis in Avengers.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I didn't
and
know
then he
that.
played Vision after that.
Yep.
Yep. So he was that doofus guy who wrote Heath Ledger was supposed to be this knight.
Yes.
So but he's actually a country bumpkin.
Yeah.
Yes. There is no lineage to him. So there's this drunk ass half naked guy that popped out and said, I will write you an entire family tree. Yeah. So it was that guy. And he actually plays Jarvis later on.
Now I know why he's so smart.
So Heath Ledger. Yeah.
So Heath Ledger, and then he went on to do some very defining ones.
Oh, yeah.
Joker until today under opposite Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale was good.
Under Chris Nolan.
Yep.
It's still probably one of
It's still one of the better
better
Jokers.
versions. I wouldn't say it's a close fight. I would just say it's a no fight. Joaquin Phoenix played a very good role in a movie, a different role, but it was a movie where only one person was the Joker for 2.5 hours. Heath Ledger had to share with Batman, so his total screen time was like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah,
max.
yeah.
And to be very defining, but to be fair, they had a lot of effects. And the conversation was actually very witty, very, very witty. And until today, I still go in and I define. Movies, I would say, until today, again, I don't have one particular that whereby I would say it defines me, but the making process defines me. I love to see and deconstruct the movie and see it for what it's worth. And that sort of like reflects back in life, whereby whether it's business or to do any decision, I want to see. Using a movie model, we deconstruct and see all the different layers. So same thing, when we want to build something, whether it's a business or doing something, can we sort of like try to put these layers to move forward? It's a prospective kind of planning, whereas watching a movie is a deconstructive thing. So I go all the way down from the music, the scenes, the shots, the lighting if possible. I'm not a great technical fan, but I just enjoy seeing all the different stuff inside, all the nitty details. Okay, nerd alert. So that's
What the heck, man? That is so detailed. I just watch movie to escape from reality. That's all.
Yeah, well,
I watch a movie. I go into the cinema 2.5 hours. I just want to be entertained. I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to think about the soundtrack or the actors or anything else. For me, it's total opposite.
well, only when it's worth watching, okay? When it's worth deconstructing. If it's not worth, then it's just for entertainment purpose, okay?
But it's different. It's different. So as you mentioned, opposite Heath Ledger was Christian Bale. I remember when Christian Bale was a B-class actor.
Oh, yes.
I remember he was very good in American Psycho, but after American Psycho, he came out with a crappy movie called Equilibrium. I actually watched it.
I think I watched it,
And-
but I don't remember it
and
anymore.
starring opposite Christian Bale for the first 5 minutes was actually Sean Bean, the guy who played Lord of the Rings and many. So he played Sean. So Sean Bean was there.
Yeah.
And the reason why it was only 5 minutes because Sean Bean died after that. After the first 5 minutes.
Oh, that's Sean Bean's defining moment. He always plays role that he'll die very early. He was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was game. Oh, well, he was actually there for the whole season. So
One
it's
season.
fine. Yeah. So
almost.
for the whole
almost.
season.
Then they kill him off.
Yeah. So Sean Bean was opposite him, played his partner for 5 minutes, and Christian Bale killed him. And back then, the reason why I say Christian Bale was a crappy actor when I watched Equilibrium, because Equilibrium was set in this dystopian future whereby feelings were banned. You cannot feel happy, you can't feel sad and everything.
Alright.
But looking back, Christian Bale was the perfect actor because if you have a look at all Christian Bale's most of his big major blockbusters like Batman and all, he rarely smiles, he rarely feels anger. He has always that very stern face. So the entire Equilibrium, it was just him being it was him before he was Batman. Yeah, and of course along the journey it was him discovering emotions per se. Yeah. But back then
he
was a
had
crappy
emotions at
acting.
the end of it.
Yeah, it was actually a crap movie, but now because Christian Bale is a big actor right now, it's a cult classic. But back then when I watched it, I was like, I wasted 2 hours.
Well, the thing about Christian Bale is that he's got that non-emotion, but he's only got one defining emotion, which is that slight sly look on his face, that sly fox look. I think that was in the one that he starred opposite Wolverine guy.
Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman.
He started opposite Hugh Jackman, which one?
The Prestige.
Oh, The Prestige.
The Prestige. It's about magic.
Yeah. Prestige was good.
Prestige was good.
Yeah, Prestige was
But you know why Equilibrium? They chose him because they couldn't afford Keanu Reeves.
good. No, they wanted Keanu Reeves first.
Keanu Reeves is the perfect guy with zero emotion.
Oh, yeah. Keanu Reeves
Has
has
zero
as
emotion.
well.
Any movie does no emotion.
Yeah.
He's
Keanu
always got
Reeves
this
perfect.
blank look like, he just woke up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about all the fans, but anyway.
No. Keanu Reeves, to me, he is always Bill. From Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
From Bill and
I think
Ted.
he had more
He's
emotions
always
then.
Bill. Oh, man.
He had more emotions then than he ever had. After that, it was just Matrix, no emotions.
Yeah, no emotion. Matrix. Then after the next,
Before
next,
that, Speed,
yeah,
no emotions.
Speed was still okay. A little bit of emotions, but not too much.
Then John Wick.
Yeah, then John Wick after that.
Yeah. So zero emotion guy.
Yeah.
Like zero emotion.
Yeah. So okay, any movie. What was the movie that you have watched multiple times?
Oh, okay. So I've got a few. I'm that nerdy. So multiple times because I needed entertainment.
Okay.
Was shoot. Damn, now I can remember. It's got Bruce Willis.
Okay.
It's got Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler.
Ben
Armageddon.
Armageddon. There you go.
No, Armageddon was a good movie. I actually cried at the end.
Yes, I did. That was also one of the movies I cried at the end.
cried at the end.
And that was because when Bruce
teared at
Willis
the end.
sacrificed himself.
I teared at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good
It's
movie.
a good movie. But I watched multiple times. First 3 because I loved it. After that, because really there was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
There was no other movies at that time.
Yeah. So actually, if you do go back and watch Armageddon, the entire crew that went to space, right? They were all small actors back then, but they were actually very big names after that.
Yes.
You had Owen Wilson.
Yes.
You have Liv Tyler. You have that tall black dude. What's his name again?
Oh,
the
that
guy
guy that was in Green
the guy who
Mile.
played in the Green Mile.
Yes,
Michael something. Okay, never mind. So you had a lot of very good actors, and you had that guy who went space crazy.
Yes.
He actually won an Emmy for Boardwalk after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he usually plays a bit psycho
Yeah, the
guy
psycho
with very
guy.
bad teeth and very
Yes,
sharp jaw
exactly,
guy.
exactly. But in Boardwalk, he actually played the head of the gangster.
Nice.
Yeah, and he was actually in control of the entire Boardwalk. So, and then he actually won an Emmy for that. Yeah, so if you look back, right, Bruce Willis was the major
Ben
star.
Affleck was
You
okay.
have Ben Affleck, you have Billy Bob Thornton, you have Liv
Yes.
Tyler, but the other actors, they were very small actors, but they became famous
I'm
after
not sure.
that.
Was Giovanni Ribisi in something?
I don't remember actually.
But anyway, they were all like that. They were before they were
yeah.
really
Yeah.
big. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
So,
it was.
so
a
that
good
was
movie.
one. That Thing You Do.
That Thing You Do.
I watched that like I have no idea how many times. I just got my kids hooked onto it. It's about the makings of a one-hit wonder pop group.
It was. It was based in the
time
era
of-
was like 60s or 70s.
It was
kind
based loosely on the American version of Beatles. So they wanted to show how they can
Recreate one.
recreate a teen
Recreate band.
sensation group, and how a lot of groups actually end up being the same story, which is one hit wonder. You have one good song and that's it, and you're gone. So that was the second one. Braveheart was the first that I went all multiple times. Now probably in modern days would be probably The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Still watch
Okay.
that multiple times. I love that show, even though it takes 3 hours of my life.
Yeah,
I
man,
still
it takes
watch
damn long to finish the show. But
What's
but
your
it's-
multi hit movie?
Well, the one that comes to mind is actually I actually like this movie a lot. Was actually Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, the last one. The last one, because
Okay.
among all the Lord of the Rings, I actually like the last one a lot, and towards the end, I actually teared a little bit.
Which part?
Yeah, the part whereby Aragorn actually told the hobbits that they did not need to kneel, and everyone knelt before the hobbits because the hobbits saved the entire Middle Earth. So nerd alert again. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I actually read The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and there is another book before that called The Silmarillion. I actually read that as well.
It's a freaking
So I am a
book.
nerd.
It's a thick
It's a
book.
damn bloody thick ass book. So I can
But
tell
it's
you.
fiction. I have no idea
So
why
the
he reads
first time
fiction.
I read The Hobbit was a thin book, so I actually borrowed it by accident from the library. I saw what the hell is this book, man? I borrowed, I read it, and that was before they actually mentioned that they were going to do Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So I read The Hobbit. Then the moment they announced that we're going to be doing Lord of the Rings, then I found out that Lord of the Rings is actually the continuation from The Hobbit. Then I took The Hobbit, which was this bloody thick,
Yes.
and I read through all 3 books.
Yes.
But it was good. It was good. It was
It's
good.
quite complex English.
So yeah, Tolkien actually set the stage for all the other fantasy movies after that. So he was the one who popularized elves, because elves were only popular back then in like Finland and Sweden and Iceland.
Correct.
But he made it like mainstream like
Yes.
this. So now if you see elves in your games and your movies, right, it's all because of this chap there.
Yeah, so he defined a lot of the popular culture, especially in games.
Yeah.
But hats off to Peter Jackson for being able to
Oh,
pull that
yeah, it
off
was good,
and
man. It
bring
was
it
good.
into the screen. Looked really good as compared
really
to Warcraft. Oh my god, that movie was horrible.
Hey, but I actually liked
enjoyed
I actually enjoyed Warcraft.
Seriously, yeah.
I'm a big Warcraft fan.
There you go.
I love the games.
Okay, lah.
I'm a big Warcraft fan. I love the games. I actually enjoyed Warcraft.
There you
I
go.
actually liked it.
There you go.
I actually liked the blend between the CGI and the acting.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I actually found that it was believable compared to a lot of CGIs whereby you know it's fake. You know, this was actually something that I actually liked, and I was actually disappointed they didn't do so well in the box office because I was actually looking for the next one. I was like, man,
Sorry,
they
just-
bombed the office.
Just go play the game.
They bombed it.
No one's watching it.
Ah, man.
Yeah, so those are some of the defining ones. What are the defining ones that you have?
Other than Lord of the Rings. So occasionally I still watch back, I would say, certain episodes from certain series like Band of Brothers. I'll still watch 1 or 2 episodes. I would still watch there are a couple of non-English ones which I will watch actually. There's actually one which is Romance of Three Kingdoms. Again, history buff. I love Romance of Three Kingdoms. So there were a couple of episodes that I would just rewatch. But most movies I'll just watch it once. Rarely I watch it a second time.
All right. Oh, Godfather. It's probably another one I watched maybe about 3 or 4 times.
Oh really? I watch once a day.
Yeah, it's very long. It's very slow.
Yeah, it's very slow.
But-
I only like the first one. I didn't like the second and third one. I didn't like the first
I
one.
like it. So that pretty much sets the stage also for all the mafia movies that I like to watch. It's interesting because on one hand they are telling the story of organized crime.
Yep.
But on the other hand, if you look at it, when I dissect, when I look at it, it's like you're talking about a family that can get society together and people who are uneducated to function as a single unit. That takes a lot of organizational skills. Although, of course, you beat them up and you kill them if they don't do it now. But that's that. You know.
Yeah, and then also they actually show a lot of backstabbing, which happens in a lot of families as
Correct. So when you watch all those, right, then you feel that so I'm prepared for the modern working day life if I watch a couple of these mafia movies. So that's the good thing about watching mafia movies. Okay, if your dad or whoever cuts you, gives you slack, you just say, I'm trying to learn organizational behavior and politics. Just don't go into the violence part, please. Don't ever do that. Other ones that I do enjoy, those sports biography. I love sports biography, whether it's based on real life or it's similar. Like Coach Carter, I really enjoyed.
Coach Carter was nice.
Coach Carter was really good.
Coach Carter was good.
Moneyball was a nerd.
Moneyball was damn good. Now Moneyball. Now, most people when they see Brad Pitt, right, it's always that heartthrob, the great-looking chap.
Yes.
But in Moneyball, I felt was where Brad Pitt actually did one of his best acting. He was actually damn good in it.
Yes.
And then it was Jonah Hill.
Yes.
Who before that it was all this
Goofy
movies, all these stoner movies.
Yep.
And in that movie, he actually portrayed very well.
Yes.
And apparently, he actually took a pay cut to appear in the movie.
Really?
He was only paid, I think, $20,000 or $30,000 for the entire movie. Yeah?
Wow.
His previous movies were like 50 to 60,000. He took a pay cut in order to act opposite Brad Pitt. He said, I want to work with Brad Pitt. It's the only chance I have. I don't care. I want you to hire me. And then the director said, yeah, we'll give you, the only way we'll ever take you is if you agree to a lower pay. He said, sure, why not?
Moneyball, amazing movie. I like that movie. Apart from the amazing acting, is the logic behind making decisions. Whereby, well, spoiler alert, it's about baseball, which because of that, it's not a very popular movie.
Yes, that's right.
But it's about making decisions. So if you think of it like a football club, why do you buy why do people buy players? Okay, so same thing. Why did they buy players? They spend a lot of money buying the best player, the most marketable players. In actual fact, you just need them to score.
Yeah.
So they go by walks. How many times he can walk around that diamond and
how many
score the
points
points?
he scores. Yes, that's right.
In other words, if people want to look at buying players for football club, let's use football club as a football players as a comparison. They should look for the guy that successfully gets fouled in the penalty box so that his team can score the goal.
Yeah. So in that movie, what happened was this particular team that Brad Pitt was coaching lost their star players. And back then, even till today, majority of sports clubs actually evolve around their star players. So what he did was very different because his club was small. They didn't have the money to actually buy new star players. So he actually went against the grain. It means that he did something unconventional.
Yes.
No other clubs were doing it. He brought in a number cruncher.
Yes.
And he said, and the number cruncher actually told him, I don't think you should buy player ABC.
Yes.
They look good on paper, but they look good in real life, but no, they suck.
Expensive.
They're too expensive. They're too expensive, and their stats are okay. Why don't we buy one guy who is very good in walking, in just getting points, but he sucks. He's a nobody. Why don't we get another guy who's really good in batting? He doesn't hit home runs, but he hits so that people can walk.
Yes.
So he actually, he actually did. He actually used stats. Yeah, he actually used stats, which at that time nobody was actually using.
And that's actually based on a real movie.
Yeah,
real life.
Yes,
based on a real life.
Yep.
So those I enjoy. For some reason, I enjoy boxing movies.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of boxing actually.
I don't know why. I enjoy boxing movies, even though I know the hero's gonna win.
So you watch Ali, is it?
I watch Ali. I watch Ali. The one that I really like, The Fighter.
Oh, The Fighter was good. I actually like it a lot.
That's Christian Bale though.
Yeah.
But he was not the star.
No, he wasn't a star.
Yeah. Then there's another one. There's so many.
What, Rocky?
Nah, I'm not so much into the Rocky. Rocky is for entertainment.
Yeah.
There's another one with Tom Hardy inside.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, but I can't remember anyway.
Tom Hardy was a boxer in the movie. I just don't remember which one.
Yes, he was a boxer.
He was a boxer in the movie. Yeah.
Oh no, I think that's the one.
Tom Hardy was a boxer, and I think it was against Christian Bale.
No,
if I'm
Christian
not
Bale was a
mistaken.
brother, the junkie brother.
Yeah. I don't
Something
remember, but
like
yeah,
that,
but I remember Tom Hardy was a boxer in a particular movie.
But Tom Hardy is one of my favorite actors.
Oh yeah,
so
I actually like him a lot. Oh man, which movie was that? He was playing the gangster and he was playing both brothers,
Yes.
the twin.
Yes.
What was that movie's name
Yes.
again? Oh my god, he had this heavy English accent.
Cockney accent.
Yeah, he had that heavy Cockney accent. So
Yeah.
so he plays both brothers. One
Twins.
Yeah, so he plays twins. One was the more sound mind, the more logical one, and the other one was the more emotional, crazy one who goes around killing people.
Yep.
Oh my god, what name
I
was the
can't
movie?
remember.
Oh man, I
Remember.
can't remember it for the love of my life.
remember.
But
Wait,
that
wait.
movie. Okay, I tell you, we have our phones, bro.
Yeah.
We have
Dig
our
the
phones.
phone out.
Yeah,
Look
man.
for the
So
Tom
that-
Hardy twin movie.
So that was actually
really
a
good.
damn
You guys
good
should really
movie.
watch it.
Yeah.
Because it defines acting skill.
Yeah, man.
Number one, number two, directing skill. Imagine how to create a movie whereby two of the lead characters is the same guy.
Oh, Legend.
The
It's called Legend.
Yes, Legend.
Legend.
That movie's
Yeah.
Legend.
So it's not easy, right, to pretend to talk to someone when the person is not there.
Yep.
All right. And
Imagine-
that's one. Then
Yeah.
secondly, you have to get to character.
Yes. Imagine the camera is here, I'm sitting here, and I'm Ellie. And then I have to shift to the other side, look at myself on the other side, and
Yeah.
pretend there's another person
Yes.
there with a different character.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
No, Legend was good. Legend was
Yeah,
good. I
that's
actually watched Legend. I actually loved it a lot.
Yeah. I think I watched that like 3 times.
Yeah.
So-
Tom Hardy. Yeah.
Tom Hardy. Yeah. So these are some of the things that influence us, and we're just talking about movies and music. There's so much more influences that we probably have in our lives. But this is just to give you a little bit glimpse, just to take things easy after a couple of weeks, and we're gonna restart. And next week we're gonna have someone interesting.
Oh yeah, next week. Next week we'll have someone interesting. So previously we were talking about LGBTQ.
Yes.
So we're gonna bring someone in who is in that particular category of LGBTQ. Yeah, we're gonna bring him in. We're gonna just talk to him, see his daily struggles. See is there any
perspective
his
of his
perspective from his life. Yeah, I think that would
So,
be interesting.
It's well, I wouldn't say this show is based on anything. We don't judge or anything. It's just to give you a glimpse.
Yeah.
A glimpse.
Yeah.
And just to see how is it like to walk in someone else's shoe just for 10 minutes, just to see from their perspective what's going on in their life. But I think it's going to be a very interesting show. So we hope you guys will tune in with us and check us out next week.
Yeah.
What's the one last movie that you like to recommend someone to watch?
One last movie that I would like to recommend someone to
And
watch.
why?
Now, I have to think about this.
Okay, you can go by genres if you really want to.
Let's see. I can't
Action.
really
Let's go action.
remember anything out of my head.
Okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to
Okay,
go with
you
Two
go
Guns.
first. Two Guns.
Two Guns.
Two Guns.
I'm also a bit impartial. I'm very partial towards Mark Wahlberg. I love the guy
you like
because
Mark Wahlberg,
he's got discipline. Like it or not, I actually watch his YouTube about fitness.
Oh yikes!
And
but hey, I tell you right. So I actually watched a YouTube video. He wakes up like 3 a.m. in the morning to work out.
he wakes
My
up
God.
at 3 a.m. He does 2 or 3 hours of gym.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the golf course.
Yeah.
Then he's back to make his breakfast. 9 o'clock he starts his life, but he goes back to sleep. He's at 9 p.m.
At about 8-9 p.m. where most people are starting to go out, right, he goes to bed.
Discipline.
goes to
Pure
bed.
discipline.
goes to
And
bed.
this guy can do a character whereby he's big and bloated and fit with an 8-pack. So, Two Guns. Denzel Washington, Mark Wahlberg. They are one so-called crooked DA agent, one crooked Navy guy.
Oh, it was nice, man. That
Yeah,
one.
it was good. It was
It was
all
good, it was good, it was
funny.
good.
So that will be my favorite action comedy.
Yeah. So for me, right, what I actually like, there is a particular director who I actually like. Now there are a lot of very famous directors. So there's this one director who used to be married to Madonna.
Guy Ritchie.
I like Guy Ritchie.
Wow,
movies.
Guy
I
Ritchie's
like,
pretty.
I like the smoking.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
Lock, Stock,
Barrels.
and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yes.
And his latest movie, The Gentleman. I loved it. Now, my wife watched it and was like, what the hell? The story is all over the place. And that is actually very typical of Guy Ritchie movies. There's a lot of retrospect flashback, and there's a lot of pre-planning for the future. So you need to... So he's all about minor details,
Yes.
which will forecast what will happen in the next 10, 20, 30 minutes. So the next one you should watch is The Gentleman.
The
It's
Gentleman.
nice. It's
He's
nice.
got quite
It's
a lot of really good
Oh,
movies.
he's really got a lot
Lock,
of movies.
Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Two Smoking Barrels, Lock, Stock. He had one with Brad Pitt inside. I forgot the name of the movie.
Yep. So the one with Brad Pitt, interesting fact, was also Jason Statham's first major movie. Before his
Before he got
he went all mainstream.
Yes.
That was his first major role. He's got some small roles, but that was the first major role, and he also played the bad guy.
Yes.
The bad boy, not the bad guy,
Yes.
the bad boy, but funny as hell.
funny as hell.
Funny as hell. You guys got to watch it. Check it out. Guy Ritchie, Guyritchie.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie movies really, really good.
Yeah. So we're gonna sign off today with some list of movies that you guys want to check
Yeah.
out. Well, since it's not very safe yet to go back to the cinemas yet, maybe yes, maybe no. They've got the drive-through, but again, might be your thing, might not be your thing. It was a big thing for the US, but probably not so much for us. Well, we don't know. Maybe for the novelty of it. So we're gonna sign off now, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah,
So
we'll see you
stay
guys
tuned
next
with
week.
us.
So
It's me,
stay
Dr.
tuned.
Ellie,
And me, Dr. Inky.
and we are from the Two Dogs. See you guys. Bye.
See you guys.